Hello people, how you guys doing? Lil Guy G and welcome back to another Payday 2 video where finally I am making my Deathwish build. Now, a lot of you guys been asking me in videos and in streams, what build am I using? And I keep having to explain it, so hopefully if anyone else asks me, they can be directed to this video. Which is really more useful than me having to play and explain it in a stream or in a video or in the comments and whatnot. So, without further ado, we're going to kick it in. This is my solo Deathwish build. I'm working on another one, but I won't show it you just yet. I'll probably do another video on it. I'm really trying to, branch out to different opportunities and stuff, because this Deathwish build is probably, in my opinion, the best that I have used. I don't know about anyone else, but I really like this build. This build kind of suits me, because I tend to make a lot of mistakes, and I have a lot of second chances, and blah, blah, blah. So, we're going to kick things off. Finally, I got my Deathwish mask, so I can actually showcase my fucking Deathwish mask, which is awesome. But we're going to start with the weapons. The weapons are very important. I have 2 shotguns for it. Now, the reason being is that most of the time they're one-hit kill, and they have a lot of ammunition. And the ammo pickup on both of these is pretty good. So, the first weapon of choice I have is the Raven shotgun. I have it pimped out. I'm just going to go into the modifications now. I have a skill on it, but that doesn't really matter too much. I have buckshot. I have short barrel. I have a shark tooth nozzle to put the damage up. I have an accuracy boost, which puts it down to -4. And I'll get to why -4 helps in a minute. I have a military compact laser. And I also have a flip-out sight. There we go. So, the reason why you want this to be as accurate as possible is because these buckshot rounds fire out like pellets, so they're massive pellets. And the less accurate you have your shotguns, the more of a spread the pellets have. So it's a lot more helpful to kind of have that spread in the bullets or in the pellet sight than if you'd have a super duper accurate shotgun. Say there's a bunch of enemies around you, and if you just spray in their general direction, you would probably kill them. So, that's pretty much what it is. So, we are going to get into the secondary weapon real quick. I'm going to waste any time with you guys. And it's going to be the Judge Shotgun. With an ugly ass. Nah, it's a cool ass looking skin. But, we're going to go into the modifications. Once again, I have an accuracy modifier. Once again, I should probably take that off, to be honest. I want this to be an accurate weapon. But here we go. So, we got HE rounds. Now this is the high explosive weapon. So what this weapon is going to allow me to do, if there is a bulldozer in my way, I can quickly whack this out, spray at the floor. If you turn, spray at the bulldozer till his visor is gone, then I can take 2 shots to the head of the dozer and kill it. So with the Raven shotgun, that is. Barrel, once again, we've got the shark teeth nozzle. Gadget, we've got the laser military sight, and I don't have a sight on it. But I should probably do a bit more to this. I might have to make this as accurate as I can. So this is, don't carbon copy this. Make it as accurate as you possibly can. Because this is also the weapon you'll be used to take out long range snipers as well. So keep that in mind. You want to take out those snipers. So yeah, those are the primary and secondary weapons. Melee, I have the katana because it's got high damage and good range. But you can really use any melee. Another good melee is the ice pick. Ice pick's really good because it has less draw time. You could pretty much use anything, to be honest. There's a lot of carbon copies. You've got the great sword, bearded axe, but that takes a long time for it to charge up. There's a bunch of melee weapons you can use, guys. So don't just use the katana. You can use pretty much anything. Even Lucille is quite good, to be honest with you. You use Lucille if you don't have any DLC. But yet again, you need the Raven for DLC. In fact, speaking of DLC and stuff, if you have DLC, the Anarchist Perk deck is DLC, so unlucky if you don't have the DLC, I do apologise. But a quick alternative is to use the Rainfield shotgun, this one. In fact, have I been using the wrong shotgun this whole time? Oh, I have been using the right one, good, because that one was just like a shit one. You can use the Rainfield as well. I was going to go to my alternative. This rifle is pretty much the same as the Raven, but it has a lower fire rate, so that's why I used the Raven, but it's pretty much the same. Yeah, like you can see here, buckshot, shark teeth nozzle. I have a foregrip on it, laser sight, ergo grip, extended mags. I have a red dot sight on it, blah blah blah. and with a shell rack as well. The stock doesn't really matter either. It's just one of these wide stocks to increase my stability. You can also go for the locomotive, which yet again is the exact same. I don't really need to show you it, to be honest. I mean, I will show you the weapon itself, but you can use the locomotive if you wanted to. So it's just another high explosive shotgun to use. So without further fucking ado, we are going to get into the skills. Let's get into the skills. So this kind of Deathwish build is for people like me who tend to fuck up a bit and tend to go down a bit. And you guys know I'm a bit notorious for going down in random situations. So yeah, if you've been to my live streams, you know. But anyway, we're going to get into it. So we have Combat Medic, Quick Fix, and then Combat Doctor, non-ace, because we need to save the points for stuff in Fugitive. So why I have Combat Doctor is because a skill I have in Fugitive. So yeah, we're just going to save it till later. So Enforcer, we have Underdog, Shotgun CQB, and Shotgun Impact. All of them are ace, so just give me more reload speed, and I can reload shotguns faster, and it gives me additional damage and additional stability. And also you deal 5% more damage with shotguns, and then you do additional 10% more damage, so I have 15% more damage with shotguns, which is really cool. We have Overkill, which basically gives me a damage boost whenever I kill an enemy, and my weapon swap speed is increased by 8%. That's really important, the weapon swap increase, because, for example, with the situation, like I said, with the bulldozer, if I was to spray the bulldozer at the feet, when the visor goes off, I can really quickly switch to my Raven shotgun and kill the dozer. So really helpful. We have Resilience, Ace, we have Transporter, and Die Hard. Die Hard's quite important because when, like for example, I'm not going to use any gameplay examples. I'm going to let you guys watch some of my solo Deathwish gameplays in the description below. I'll link definitely first to my Hoxton Breakout one and maybe my Meltdown one. This has saved me a lot of times. You take 50% less damage while interacting with objects. Because I have such high armor, if I'm interacting with an object, I barely get damage. It's literally, I get tickled, basically, by bullets. So, it's really useful for when you're, like, fix and joke. You can even exploit it if you're in a bad situation. You can just quickly interact with something, and then they won't hardly do any damage to you until they have to stop shooting, then you can shoot them again. Little stuff like that. So, Die Hard non-ace is pretty much a must, to be honest. I have Transporter, so you can throw bags 50% further. That's something I can get to Bullseye, to be honest with you, which is, I've explained it a lot of times, don't really need to explain it. Iron Man, Ace, which I might increase my armor value by 30%, and I can unlock the big tactical armor, which is this thing, which is what I'm wearing here. It gives you the big tanky sort of armor, so really cool. But yeah, nothing in Technician. The only thing I have in Ghost is Duck and Cover for that additional movement speed. So, and I can sprint a lot further, and I can regenerate a lot faster as well. So, yeah, here is the important shit. So, excuse me. We have 9 lives, non-aced. Up you go, which basically you gain 15% more health after I've been revived. So, I get 15% of my health when I've been revived. It's simple as that. And I take 30% less damage for 10 seconds after being revived. So as soon as I get up after using Messiah, I take less damage, which is really useful. Feigned Death. Now this is saved my skin so many times. When you get down, you have a 15% chance to instantly get revived. The chance you get instantly revived is increased by additional 30%. So basically, I have a... Let me do my maths here real quick. We have a 45% chance of getting additionally revived, which is basically almost a 50% chance of getting up. So what that means, instantly get up, is like what it will usually mean is that I kind of wait for it. The way the system works is if you wait until 29 seconds on your downtime, it should hit, like you should get revived as you hit your 29-second point. So you just get straight back up, obviously, because it's instant. It's like a second. But if you don't, you have to use your Messiah. And this is what I'm going to talk about in terms of Messiah. Messiah, while in Bleed Out, you can revive yourself by killing an enemy. And then your Messiah charge will replenish when you use a Doctor Bag. So that's why these Doctor Bags are so important that I use them so carefully. So what Messiah is that if I go down, okay, combine it with Feign Death, and if I wait there for a bit, and I get instantly back up, oh shit, yeah, I'm back up. I don't need to use my Messiah. But if my Feign Death doesn't kick in, and it's like, nope, that 50% chance of you getting up, 45% chance of you getting up, it's not happening, fam. It's not happening. I can just go, okay, I'm going to quickly kill an enemy, boom, I'm back up. So, Messiah's really, really good, guys, for solo Deathwish. Like, I know some people can be like, oh, you're a fucking noob, but, I mean, you're completing the heist. Like, it's a skill, you know what I mean? Like, it's a really helpful skill. So, use Messiah if you are struggling with solo Deathwish, if you need extra help. Like, to be honest with you, it's a really, really good skill, and it's so helpful, and it's saved my life so many times. But if you are a skillful player, take these skills off and put them into something else, most certainly. Like maybe Jack of all trades, you can, or maybe Ace or Dr. Bags, or whatever you want to do. So, it's entirely up to you. In fact, don't Ace Dr. Bags, because that'll be no point for Messiah. Anyway, let's get into Brawler. So we have Martial Arts. Bloodthirst is really good. Basically what this is, it stacks. So, every kill I get will increase my melee attack damage up to 100%. So basically how this works is if I get killed an enemy, my melee damage is increased by 100%. Then if I get a kill on a second enemy next to that guy, that's 200% more damage. And then it maxes out to 300% more damage. And on my third kill, for example, if there was a cloaker running at me, I could like, if there was a cloaker there, I could just slice him and kill him in one hit. Or if there was like an enemy, I could just slice him and kill him in one hit. Pretty cool. So yeah, Bloodthirst is really handy. I definitely recommend it. Berserker, the lower your health is, the more damage you do. Below 50%, and that basically will, your Ace version will add to ranged weapons as well. So when your health is below 50%, you'll do up to 100% more damage with ranged weapons, which is basically the shotguns as well. So Berserker is really helpful. And the reason why Frenzy is so important as well is because it adds to Berserker. Frenzy puts your maximum health down below 30%, so you only get 30% of your health, but your damage output and your healing received is reduced by, you take 10% less damage and healing received is reduced by 70%, and then the Ace version is your damage taken is now reduced to 25%, and the healing received is reduced to 25%, so it's really helpful, and it combines with Berserker, so you're always below 50% health, so you're always doing that extra damage, most certainly, so it's really helpful. With Berserker and Frenzy combined. I think everyone knows this sort of trend here. So, last but not least, we are going to the perk deck, and we have picked Anarchist. Now, Anarchist, at first, I really didn't like Anarchist. I fucking hate Anarchist, really. Well, I hated it, but I realized once you kind of know how to use it, and know how to use it in certain situations, it kind of helps in a way. It really does, but it can fuck you over. It's like a double-edged sword. If it's not done right, it can risk fucking up your entire heist. So you gotta be really careful with it. And don't go running in balls deep. You gotta be really patient when you're playing solo Deathwish. And don't just run out into the open like a lunatic. So keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. So Anarchist is basically, it converts pretty much all of your health. And it puts it into armor. So as you can see, I have 400 armor here. And with all of my damage reduced, like things like Die Hard, Frenzy, all this stuff here, like this helps a lot and it reduces a lot of damage. So when I get hit by people, it hardly does any damage, to be honest. And you're pretty much a tank. You are a tank. It's for a tank build. So Anarchist is really suitable. So basically what it is, it's instead of it being like Armorer where it's quick armor regen and stuff like that, like you gain more armor basically, and you know it reduces the armor recovery time all the time. This, however, is armor per damage. So basically, dealing damage will grant you 10 armor. This can only occur once every 1.5 seconds. So basically, if I get a kill on someone, I have to wait basically like 2 seconds. Like I kind of count 2 seconds in my head before I go shooting them again. So it's really useful actually. And with like throwables, I'm gonna show you my throwables I use. With Molotovs, it's so useful with Molotovs, most certainly, because if you want to cover a certain area whilst regenning armor, because armor is the key for this build. Health isn't important, because as soon as your armor breaks, you're literally a one shot and you're dead pretty much. So you got to be really careful. but Molotovs are good for covering an area, and it just regens your health so much, because obviously if the more damage you deal, like, the more armor you're getting. So Molotovs deal a lot of damage, you have a massive damage output, so it increases the amount of damage you do, obviously, and which means you gain more armor. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up the build, guys. That is my build. Like I said, go in the description if you want to find some solo Deathwish heists that I've done. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe if you're new. I will try and make more build videos in the future for you guys. And yeah, more videos coming soon, including the 1K subscriber special. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy. I hope this build helps. Goodbye.